What's up, everybody? Today we're going to be reacting to White Privilege My Ass from Brandon Tatum. This was one of the first videos that really woke me up and introduced me to who Brandon is, and now I consider him a great friend and mentor. He's absolutely an amazing guy. But this is one of the first videos that I stumbled across that really kind of challenged my beliefs on what white privilege is, and so we're just going to get into it. I haven't watched this in years, probably since like 2018. I haven't seen this video, so let's just get right into it.
I want to use swear words to describe how sickening it makes me feel when people talk about white privilege. Now, people see me and people gonna say, "Oh, he'll sell out. He doing it." Man, ain't nobody give me money to say this. This is just a common.
You know what's crazy? That's the number one comment that I get. It's like, "Oh, Amir, you just do this for money," or "Oh, Amir, you get paid to say these things." No. If I really wanted money, I'd be more on the left and speaking more mainstream thoughts. But I'm not. I'm just speaking my mind. And me speaking my mind has resulted in me losing lots of friends, family. I get death threats. I do this because I'm in a position where, yeah, I do make money from being an influencer. But I'm in a position where I can't speak my mind. There's a lot of people who aren't. So that's why I do what I do. It's not because I'm getting paid to or I'm still out. Like, absolutely not.
Common sense person who realize because I'm not racist and I don't categorize people and base my belief system on their race, because I do not do that, I get offended when people say stupid things about other people that's unjustified. I tell you, as sure as I'm sitting here, I had many friends on the police department that were white. Some of them had stories of overcoming adversity that I could not even begin to understand. They had situations, social, economic situations that they were in that blow my mind. As a black man in America, I have never dealt with some of the things that some of them had dealt with. Period. And so when I see people bring up this false narrative that all white people somehow have this privilege from birth, is the stupidest thing that I've ever heard.
It is very stupid. And that's something that he made me think about because I was sitting there looking at my own life. And I have white friends that I've grown up with, that I went to high school with, that I'm doing way better than. And there's white people that I know who grew up in situations way worse than me. This idea that I was hearing, especially when I was at these Black Lives Matter rallies, that saying all white people are racist, all white people are privileged, every white person has something over a black person. It's not real. It just doesn't exist. There's a lot of struggles that white people go through that black people just sometimes don't. It's all based on the individual, like how you grow up. Are there a lot of impoverished black people? Yeah, but there's also a lot of impoverished white people too. And just because your skin color is white does not mean you're better than any other black person. And just because my skin color is black does not mean I'm less than any other white person. That's just not how it is.
It's absolutely ridiculous. Take this for example. I was the spokesperson of the Tucson Police Department when I had maybe 2 years on the police department. You tell me, I have never in the history of the police department ever heard of anybody being a spokesperson with 2 years on the department. I'm in front of the camera. My name is behind things that I've said, and I've been on the police department for 30 minutes, pretty much. That's how we feel in the police realm. You on for 2 years, bro, you still a rookie. I ain't never heard a white person having that access to being a spokesperson of a police department that early. You tell me, you name a white police officer that can get on TV and say that they believe Black Lives Matter is ineffective. And I'll show you that same person that lose their job. Tell me what privilege that person has.
That's true. I feel like black people can talk all day about white people, but the second you have a white person speak out against Black Lives Matter or speak out against black on black crime, they're deemed as racist. They can lose their job. They get hate crimes. Makes no sense.
And probably got one of the best deals possible on my house that I bought. I got it for a steal. I got the best deal probably in the whole community. I bought a house for $166 and it was worth 270 when it was built. The person who bought the house was a white person, and they got jugged because I got a huge discount on that. Now, I bet they wondering, well, how he get that deal. Somebody explain to me how I can name to you right now a whole bunch of white people that I know that are in debt through college, who have to pay to go to college. Student loan debt. That's outrageous. I ain't got no student loan debt from my bachelor's degree. Not one. I was on full scholarship, and I know 70 other people who are on full scholarship in 100 and some different colleges. Probably 80% of them are black people. And you tell me that somehow white people have a privilege. I know I've heard hundreds of stories.
I'm laughing and smiling because it's just so wild. At this time when I found this video and was watching it, I was in college. I'm sitting here like, damn, there are some things I could have done to get free college. Like, my life's really in my control. I could have gone to the army. I could have tried hard for scholarships. I could have kept my grades up. But, you know, you're responsible for your life. The actions you make have consequences. And it's just, it reigns true.
Of people that I know tell me that they went to apply for a job, and because of affirmative action, that they were denied a job, that they were more qualified than the other person who got it, who was a minority. Listen, when you are born, how your success in life is dependent upon you. It's dependent upon how much are you willing to put up with, how much are you willing to take into account, and how much you're willing to pursue your dreams and your goals. I don't want to hear you blatantly call people and say they have white privilege. That's like saying, and I will say this, and somebody wanted to criticize me about this, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's like me getting up here and saying, all black people are thugs. You have a propensity to be a thug. And if police target you disproportionately, they're justified because statistics show that you are more likely to be a thug than a white person per capita. Somebody tell me a statistic that's different than that. African-American people in this country commit violent crimes disproportionately than any other race that we hear.
Disproportionately. I'm talking like we're pretty much responsible for over 50% of all the murders and all the robberies. Black people who look just like me, aged just like me, primarily between ages 16 and 25, responsible for over 50%. That's sad. That's not white privilege. There's no white man taking down black people. That's something that needs to be addressed. Like, I don't know how else to put it. The fact that black people are a minority in this country, we'll even dumb it down even more. Because black people make up like 13% of the population. We'll dumb it down to like, you cut that in half, that's like around 6% male, female. Cut that down even more to the age range. You're looking at like 2 to 3% of the U.S. population in charge of over 50% of all the murders and robberies. But you want to scream and tell me that Black Lives Matter. You want to scream and tell me that the white people are oppressing us. I don't want to hear it.
Hear about any other race that lives in America. How do we make up 13% of the population and commit over half of the violent crimes in America? Explain to me that. Ain't nobody putting a gun in your hand and making you commit crimes. Nobody forcing you to commit crimes, but we commit crimes. Now, people with common sense know that there's circumstances that lead this to being a fact. But just at face value, you can't say that. You can't sit up in a meeting and say, well, black people, most of y'all are probably going to be a criminal. You have criminal behaviors. I mean, black people go lose their mind, brain pop out the side of their head.
Ape shit.
Tell me how that's legitimate for you to say that. I'll give you another example. African-American people get mad if you predict or you make the conclusion that black people like fried chicken. I'm gonna tell you this. I love fried chicken.
Love.
My grandma make the bombest fried chicken I've ever tasted in my life. Grandma don't even use recipes. I asked Grandma, how do you season that chicken like that? Grandma be in the kitchen doing that. Just sprinkling that chicken. Now,
Stupid.
I dare you to tell a black person they love fried chicken. They gonna get mauled. So how then is it okay for you to make a generalization about all white people because some white people have privilege? I mean, listen, I have privilege to a certain degree because I'm handsome.
Yeah.
Name me a woman right now that is a lead anchor on a television show or a lead anchor on the news that you watch every day that billions and billions of dollars go into that's ugly, that's
You can't
obese.
find it. Well, I take that back. This video is what, 5 years old? I mean, we got obese people popping up everywhere now, but I get what he's saying.
You can be a great journalist and you can have a better resume than a prettier person, man or woman. That person that look better than you, they're going to get more attention on TV and they're going to give them the job. So what are you going to say? Good looking privilege? Listen,
Wrong.
if you got money, you got privilege. As a black man, if LeBron James got more privilege than every white person in America. People don't even know people can probably see Bill Gates and won't even know him from Adam. LeBron James. Let LeBron James go to a restaurant. You better hope you're not in line because you're going to go to the back.
Honestly.
White man, I'm telling you right now, you're going to go to the back behind LeBron James. LeBron James can tell the restaurant that he want to take your seat. They'll probably make you get up, sir. Please, can you? LeBron James is in the house. Sorry. Tell me that there's a white person got more privilege than Barack Obama, President of the United States of America. That
Doesn't
man can go
exist.
anywhere in the country right now, and that not one white person I know will have privilege over him. His kids. Tell me that those students that go to the university with his kids have more privilege than his kids do. You got to be out of your mind.
Out of your mind. Like, there are tons of black people who have way more privilege than anybody in the United States, black or white. There are some black people, especially the wealthy ones, that have a lot more power and control than we fail to give them. The blanket statement that there's white privilege across the board, all white people have white privilege, it does not hold up in reality. It does not.
Wealth, there's a privilege in wealth. But y'all ain't talking about that. There's a privilege in everything. You can have the same amount of skill level as a person in basketball, and if you shorter than that person, you're not going to have the same opportunities.
Yep.
Let's keep it 100. Listen, for us to try to portray that in our society there's an epidemic of white privilege, then we have to say in our society there's an epidemic of good-looking people getting better opportunities. There's an epidemic of people that have more money getting opportunities. There's an epidemic of legacy.
He's spitting.
If your parents' last name is XYZ, you're gonna have more privilege.
Spitting. Facts.
There ain't nobody in the world that's associated with Trump that's not gonna get. There's nobody in the world that's associated with Obama that's not gonna have privilege. All you have to do is say, I'm Obama's great niece. You on national TV.
We see it with the Kings.
100%.
All
People don't
MLK
want to
family.
talk about that. But I'll tell you what, I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm sick of people saying that there's white privilege. In isolated situations, yes. Is there black privilege? Yes. In isolated situations, black people can get stuff that nobody else can get. Whether you taller than another person, in isolated situations, that is true. Whether you look better than somebody else, whether you more presentable than somebody else. Isolated situation, that is true. Overall, that is not true.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you shorter than somebody don't mean that you are, that's an indictment on your life for the rest of your life. Just because you don't look as good as somebody don't mean that it is inevitable that you won't have great opportunities. I'll tell you a couple people on TV right now that don't look worth a dime. And they make more money than anybody else walking on planet Earth.
Stupid. But true.
It's not an indictment. See, what they do to you is they want you to believe this is true so they can pit you against somebody else. Period.
They want you to believe in this so bad that the white privilege is actually a thing. They want you to sit there and really think that if you're white, you have this inherent privilege over anyone that's black. And if you are black, you are automatically viewed as less than every other white person in this nation. That's what they want you to think. Because what does it do? It furthers the money to all the nonprofits, for all the ad revenue, to all these media conglomerates. It's just a cycle of negativity that all it does is pit us together. When we go out into the real world, we don't experience this crazy race relations. We just don't. On a one-on-one level, when you look at your neighbors, when you're out in your local community, it's not as bad as the media paints it out to be. It's really not. They want you to think that and believe that because your thoughts do become your reality. And if all you're looking at and all you feel as though you're less than every other white person, that white people are better than you, that white people are looking at you a certain type of way, you're going to live that reality and you're going to see it. That's just how it's going to be. They get into your psyche and they can run your entire life. If you are not in control of your thoughts, you're not in control of yourself. That's just how it is.
See, conservatives don't play that game. We understand that we are all equal. We understand that there's privilege and there's exceptions in certain situations, but we don't sit here and paint the picture that our country is dedicated to those principles. But you know what? You know who does that? The Democrats do that. Liberals do that. They want you to believe that there's such thing as white privilege so they can pit the white people against the black people. They want you to believe that it's racist for us to secure our southern border. Because they want to pit the Mexicans.
That'll make no sense to me. I'll make a whole nother video on the border. That is another thing that lost me too. This idea that having a border wall makes you racist. I'm sorry, since when is it illegal for racist for a country to have freaking borders? Like, yeah.
Against the white people. Bottom line, they want you to believe that who you sleep with at night makes you different than somebody else. They want to pit the gay people against the straight people. At the end of the day.
Well, when it comes to the gay issues, I will say the right still has a lot of stuff to work on too. The right can do that as well, pit people against each other, straight versus gay, especially with all the trans stuff and the drag queens. And yeah, it can get a little dicey.
Because you gay, there's no indictment on you in America. You can do whatever you want to do. Everybody know who Milo is. Milo is one of the most popular people in America.
Now that point, I do agree with.
Well, I would say in America.
That point, I do agree with. The fact that the left does make it seem as though gay people can't do anything in this nation, that gay people have it so bad, when there's literally gay people being killed, and it's not funny, but it just like blows my mind. There's gay people being killed and thrown off buildings in other countries, but here we have it so good. The most we're worrying about is if we can adopt children, give blood. That's about it. Like, but this idea that gay people have it so bad in this nation, like, ridiculous.
America, we think he's popular. He's popular around the world. He's not even from America. He gay. Where's his indictment? Conservatives love him. How you gonna pit him against us? It ain't gonna happen. This is what I'll say, and I'm gonna get off here. If you are the type of person that believes that there's white privilege in this country, and you believe that there's an epidemic, that somehow black people don't have opportunities because of white people, you gotta be a fool. You need to change the way you think. I'm done beating that dead horse. I'm gonna get out of here. Y'all be good. Make sure you come later today. Watch the show at 4:30. If you live in Arizona, if you live on the East Coast, it's 6:30.
Incredible video. That video, if you don't follow Brandon Tatum, you should go follow him. He's a great guy. But that video rocked my world when I first found it. I was in college, I'm black, obviously I'm gay. I felt like all white people were over me. I felt like I had a target on my back because I'm black, and it completely destroyed my worldview. So yeah, I'll be reacting to more videos. Hope you guys like the style. Be sure to like this video, subscribe. It means a ton to me to have the support for this channel. Truly blows my mind. So thank you guys a ton. Share this video if it resonated with you. Share with other people, your friends that do believe in white privilege. Go ahead and share this video and they get two perspectives of black man and a black gay guy. Like, just help broaden their worldview a little bit. But yeah, thank you for all love and support. Let me know if there's other videos you want me to react to. And I hope that you have a very, very great day.